Hello there my dear viewers again, this is Hepodix and there's something I'd like to talk about. Nowadays I focus on top 10 related videos, which is still true, but for now I want to discuss something that's been on my mind for some time, which is the discussion between League of Legends and Overwatch. I know for a fact that these two games aren't directly comparable because they are within different genres. However, both games are really well done and I want to discuss what's good and bad within these games and also my current thoughts and interest towards them. I also covered some CSGO videos in my channel too, but due to the recent exposure regarding the skins gambling, how they're shady and stuff, I don't really like the image of that game nowadays. But without further ado, I hope you enjoy the video. Okay, so let's start with League of Legends, the game I've already covered up a lot of videos in the past. The game is really good, but it's been out for over 6 years now and a lot has happened in that time period. Good and bad things have happened to the game, as some of them have kept the game fresh and interesting, but some changes have made it worse in my opinion. Here I list some of the good and bad points how I see League of Legends today. So I listed down things I like and some things I don't like about League of Legends. Don't get me wrong, I don't hate League, but it has some problems. The game has good things in it, such as the solid gameplay and how Riot has executed it all, but during the course of the years some negative aspects has come up to the light as well. Players have gotten really arrogant and negative, meaning that it's always someone flaming one to another or saying how they're bad and should never be born, literally. This obviously doesn't apply to every individual, but I always can sense that toxicity within the League community, which is a bad thing and one reason I don't like the game as much as I used to. Too long games, I wonder, for another thing, which comes straight from Overwatch. It's not like I can commit to a 30-minute match, but I like how games get executed faster than that 30-minute time period. You pick a champion and you play the same champion until the end, unlike in Overwatch where you can alter your hero choices during the game. That makes it more interesting design for myself and adds more intensity towards the gameplay itself. Also, League of Legends is mostly known for Summoner's Rift map, which is good and works, but there should be other popular maps that people would really get into, because I like the map diversity in Overwatch and how it's not the same deal every single game. Not to forget that League of Legends isn't a fresh game anymore, which affects my interest towards it. Next to zero real-life friends plays the game nowadays, as they've moved on to other games, which hurts me too, because online gaming is about having fun with friends, and also the fact that I've seen League scenarios so many times over and over, it doesn't feel exciting to wait for a new season or new patch like in the old days. Overall, the game definitely isn't bad, but after playing like 10,000 games, you want to start discovering new games and things, and for me, Overwatch has been the game, as plenty of my real life friends do play it, and it's been a ton of fun to play as well. Let's move on to Overwatch, the game I've really gotten hooked into. I did some research on YouTube and I'm not the only League YouTuber who has played too much League of Legends. Many other, even bigger channels than I have moved totally to Overwatch, and I can't blame them because they have similar reasons than I do to move forward. For me personally, I won't quit League of Legends just like that, it's just that I keep going back to Overwatch all the time because all my friends and the good feeling comes from there, and honestly it feels weird for me to say that I prefer some other online game over League, but that's how things will happen when you want to play and discover new things. I also want to list some good and bad aspects how I see Overwatch today. So as I already mentioned earlier, Overwatch has been an amazing experience to play with my friends, and since the game is still relatively new, it's been actually a lot of fun altogether. It's not the standard FPS game you would expect, as it shares similarities with League of Legends, such as the ability usage with different characters, objectives you need to accomplish and team-based strategies you need to develop in order to be successful. Even though Overwatch isn't that deep in terms of customization and amount of characters available, I don't mind the simple way of execution here at all. There is no need for things like mastery trees in Overwatch or items you could buy, you just pick your hero and you're good to go, simple and works. But obviously no video game is perfect, as Overwatch has its flaws too. It'll get boring if you play it solo for too long, and it might feel repeatable after a while, but still feels satisfying after a series of good moments. The community is mostly fine, but you'll encounter some toxicity along the way, where players insult each other how they suck donkey dick and should uninstall after paying $50. The game's cost is also an obstacle for a lot of players, as they don't want to pay full price for a game, unlike League of Legends that is totally free to play and where the in-game DLC are fully optional. Although Overwatch is still a relatively fresh experience to play, the developers do keep the game interesting by adding new characters like Anna, and new maps are also in the way as the Eichenwalde map hits the scene soon too. So what my point is here is that I really like both games altogether as they share similar aspects, but due to the fact Overwatch feels fresh and a lot more enjoyable, you'd expect to see more Overwatch content in the future. However, I'm not quitting League of Legends in order to move on. I'd rather take it more as a special treat and do videos about LoL when it feels good instead of pushing topics which feels dull and uninteresting. So that's my take on League of Legends and Overwatch and how I see them today. If some aspect bothers you or you think I missed some key points, ask me away in the comments section. That's about it for this video. My name is Hepodix and have a nice day.